Hi, it's Glenn. Thanks for joining in. Today's drawing is an old retro gaming console. Here's some of the popular games that I remember from the 80s that I probably put way too many coins into. I had lots of fun. I'll be using a paper Splat template, which is available free for a short time. See the link below. What you're looking at here is an exploded drawing. So I've slid the sides off and you can imagine what's inside. You can create your own insides. Let's get started. I'm tracing carefully around all of the straight edges and that one in the middle. That's step one. Next, slide it up and draw off just those two edges. And step three, flip it upside down, carefully line up those corners and draw in the far edges. So with the paper template, I'm working a little more carefully than I would with the plastic one, but it works really well. So from that blip, come down. What I've done is stacked another box underneath, and those are the only lines I'll need to draw. Boom. I'm using two lines to cut away some of the cubes, and that will be the shape of my cabinet. Now I'm using two lines to make the cabinet a little higher, and I'm using the right splat edge to join those. Notice how I've got the splat straight up and down most of the time. Connect that corner with one full length, and when you join those points together, it should be a copy of the original two lines we did across the other side. Now I'm using the left splat edge to draw two lines backwards and connect them with the right splat edge. I've just erased a few lines and now I'm free drawing the angle that I want for the back of that cabinet and doing a few fix-ups. Now I'm giving my timber sides some thickness. So I'm going to copy that line, moved inwards just a little bit, and the same with all of those lines. So that's the edge of the piece of timber that you're seeing. Great. The screen is going to be leaning back, and that's the angle that I've chosen. I'm drawing in some guidelines, so copy that angle and then my splat angle. Now I'm going to freehand sketch in the curve. These old vacuum tubes looked a lot different to the flat screens that we have today. Next, have some fun designing your own controls. I'm using some very basic joysticks here with a few control buttons. I'm drawing the door that hides the coin mechanism that would be open to collect the thousands of coins that we would put into these machines using the splat angles. And I'm also going to draw a little area that would be for the coin return. Here's where you would put the name of your game. I'm using some splat guidelines and block letters to do some basic lettering. I wonder what you'll come up with. I'm going to draw some circles in isometric. First we need the center. So using some guidelines, that's my centers. Turn your splat till it's on its edge, so it's lying flat, and then use that small ellipse centered on those marks. To draw a circle on the other side, you'll need to flip the splat, just like that. If the cover of the speaker was taken off, this is what it would look like underneath. For some practice, I'm using a dark fine liner to bring up my design. I'd suggest at home that you use a ruler and you use colour pencils in whatever colours you're going to make your cabinet. Sometimes the fine liner is a really quick way to ruin a drawing unless you've had some practice. This big white reflection across the screen is how it would look if it was switched off. You could have it on and draw your coloured game appearing on the screen. Adding a little bit of shadow, even a very light shadow, makes the game look like it's sitting on a floor instead of floating on a white piece of paper. Thanks so much for joining in today. I'd like your ideas. Leave a comment below and tell me what sort of game you think you'd like to design. Cheers for now, I'm Glenn. Thanks.